But something even worse happening is the last crash was, let's say 2008, when the repo market reversed and all this stuff. And most of these financial planners and real estate brokers, all they know is a rising market. Since 2008, we've been nothing, and happy days are here again because they kept dropping interest rates. Real estate went up, stock market went up, bond markets went up.
Yeah.
And we were just talking to Raoul, and he said the problem with that is that the bull goes up the stairs.
Yeah.
The bear comes out the window.
Best-selling author and financial expert Robert Kiyosaki, in this latest interview, gives a grave warning to investors that the market crash we're currently experiencing is just the beginning. With inflation figures now at prints of over 8%, Kiyosaki warns that the consequences of this are going to be far more dire than anyone expects. Just today, Kiyosaki tweeted, "Everything bubble, turning into everything bust. Could this be the start of the biggest depression ever?" Kiyosaki has been known for revealing the truth about money and finances that isn't taught in school. Let's hear what he has to say in his latest interview.
That's a little bit more dramatic, isn't it?
No, but Raoul says when it comes, it's 4 months. Yeah. That's how fast this bear is going to go out the window. So if you're hanging out with idiots, you're probably an idiot.
Yeah.
And so when you and Kenny put on the collective, I'm just blown away at the quality of people that showed up. They're already wealthy and they're proactive moving forward.
Yeah.
And then I'm in Walmart looking at another breed of character running around there. They're clueless.
Yeah.
Because it's infinite.
Yeah.
Money is infinite. Another thing is about the media is so biased today, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Like 60 Minutes past Sunday, just as IMF is making their announcement, this billionaire young entrepreneur, he's giving every kid a free college education with their parents. I said, well, it's good they're going to college, but what do they learn about money?
Or what do they learn about Marxism?
Yeah, everything. Kim met my rich dad, she's going, what is real estate? What is real estate? So we moved to Portland.
Yeah.
And she cut her teeth on a little place called Eastmoreland.
Yeah. There's a golf course there. Yeah. Great golf course.
Eastmoreland Country Club. My Eastmoreland golf course. And so she started buying her first little house there. The interest rates were like 9 or 10%.
Okay.
And she bought a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. She put almost nothing down, and she got $25 a month or $50 a month. It changed her life.
Yeah.
She says, I can make money with nothing.
Wait.
But it changes your mind. You go, I don't have to spend the rest of my life working.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting, her father was a Mr. Stocks and Bonds guy. He goes, what are you doing? You're investing in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to fight her dad. And thank God she had met my rich dad and my poor dad. And so she had 3 dads to contend with. That's a cash flow game. Out of the rat race, all this stuff, you got $10,000 a month coming in, you got $7,000 in expenses, $3,000 net, you're free.
Yeah.
And there's tax breaks for it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the challenge for that company. Like, I was listening to Dalio and all the very smart guys, but they're all stock.
Mm.
They always say, get a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds. I have companies I took public myself.
Right.
I own the stocks and silver companies. And then we make most of our money from Cathie. Not most of it, but we get income from 13,000 or 14,000 rental units with no equity. It's pure debt. And we pay no taxes. And then, we invest in oil wells.
Right.
And we don't invest in oil companies, oil wells. And so when Biden took the Keystone XL pipeline, he cut that project. Oil went from $30 a barrel to $130 a barrel. 400% raise in one day. Higher oil prices cause higher fuel prices and higher food prices, which is going to wipe out the poor middle.
Yeah, because they're the people that get disproportionately affected because a higher percentage of their income goes to those things that are going up in price.
And they want to tax the rich, but there's too few rich.
Yeah, well, what they don't... Yeah.
We don't pay taxes anyway. And I was saying to you from Portland, and Kim bought her first rental property in Portland by Eastmoreland, and she found religion. She could buy something for nothing.
Yeah.
In the worst economy ever,
Yeah.
interest rates were 9%, and people are crying the blues at 5%.
Yeah.
And once you understand that's all in your head, and you can adjust the dials in your brain,
Yeah.
you'll see a different world.
And it's all about that knowledge.
Yeah, and so we have Raoul on just now. There's more opportunity today, but people are committing suicide. So what were you saying, Sarah? What's happening with
during
Bitcoin?
During break, we were talking about the future of digital assets.
Yeah.
And I was asking George about Luna, this big crash of stablecoins. Millions of dollars were lost.
Now, did I get into an argument on that one? Every time I hear it from the,
The experts.
FN you guys, this will never go down. I mean, how many times have you heard that one? And I'm older. I hear it all the time. So he's yelling about this will never go down, and I go, why? It's got algorithms. I went, oh God. So I started screaming at him. I said, don't give me that crap, and all this stuff. And then 2 days later, boom, goes to zero almost, right? The problem with bull markets, it makes stupid people look smart.
Yeah.
And the saying is, the bull goes up the stairs, bear goes out the window. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down fat. Smarter, that's what we're talking about.
Or at least hang around smart people.
We're going to make so much money. And we have biotech coming online and all this. There's more opportunity today, but not if you hang out with idiots.
Yeah, and I would actually look at it from a different perspective than Raoul. I do think there's incredible opportunities, but I think it would come in, it could come there, but I think it will also come in pretty much the opposite arena, and that's just old school commodities. I think we're going into a long-term super cycle.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to see prices of things like coal, uranium, and I think the overarching theme in pretty much everything that you've said for the last 30 or 40 years is if you're going into an investment and everyone else is doing it and that's what they're teaching you in school, you're probably not going to make money. You're probably going to lose money. But if you're going into an investment and every single person is telling you, Robert, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You're absolutely out of your mind. Don't do that. Those are the investments where you've made the most money. And it's been the exact same thing in my life, in Jim Rogers' life, and probably in Raoul Paul's life.
Yeah, and we have no stocks, bonds, or mutual funds because my rich dad taught me differently. We own oil wells. We don't own oil companies. We don't own stocks. So again, when Biden cut the XL pipeline off, oil went from 30 to 130. Holy mackerel, we're making so much money today. The dangerous thing is people are being wiped out. Inflation's killing them, food and fuel.
That's right.
That's what scares me. So many kids, if I go to college, I'll be fine. That's what you got taught Marxism. Mm-hmm. They talk about, tax to rich and all these other things they teach, but the thing that's frightening today is what Klaus Schwab is saying. Someday you'll own nothing.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy.
Right.
That's the abolition of private property, which is Marx.
Yeah.
And that's what they're teaching the kids. And inflation is the worst tax of all.
Yeah.
And it just causes more people. And what Raoul Pell is saying is we're going to shift to UBI, Universal Basic Income,
agree with him. Totally
MMT, which is Marxism.
Yeah.
Someday you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. The government will give you your money.
Yeah, and I just want your audience to think about this for a moment because I really want to beat this dead horse because I think it's important. We are experiencing global consumer price inflation right now. Not just this is a huge, huge problem. A problem that we haven't seen since the 1970s.
This is the biggest global crisis since World War II.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was just today.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, keep going.
And their solution is to do what? UBI. Let's give people more money and let's restrict the supply of goods and services even further by making it harder for the producers to actually produce. So what they're doing they're trying to sell this to the general public. The way we solve consumer price inflation is by creating more money and producing less stuff. It's the complete opposite.
But there's one more step, which is a video. I'll send you this video. It's on loneliness. The screen is one thing, but it just causes huge demand to reconnect with human beings in person. You call it high tech, high touch. That the more high tech things got, the more demand for high touch in face to face, person to person. And with that is why we created the cash flow board game, so people could interface with each other and discuss and play games and get to know each other face to face. because loneliness is one of the biggest growing problems in the world today.
Oh, absolutely. And
Because
it's going to get
people-
worse. Yeah.
People are highly connected, but lonely.
Every country's position on lockdowns, on mask wearing, on all of these things that we've seen play out in 2020 and 2021, the WHO wants to be in charge of all of that. So all these countries sign treaties that say, yes, we're giving our health sovereignty over to you, global elite.
But that's the World Health Organization, the World Bank. Everything is world.
Yeah,
There's no sovereign.
yeah.
And no national.
Yeah,
World.
That's right. Well, so you've got these two opposing forces going on right now. Most of us in the real economy, and I think the people listening to this show, they want decentralization. They want control of their own destiny. Where
They want privacy also.
and privacy,
Freedom.
yeah, and
A few privacy, freedom, a few words like that.
and they want it for their children.
Right.
Where these Davos types, they want the opposite. They want complete centralization because they think that all of us are inferior, stupid, dumb rubes, and we're only going to make things worse. So we need to give them all of our freedoms, all of our liberties. They need to have complete control to be able to micromanage our life, and that's the only way that their minds that we're going to survive.
That's what Rich Dad Poor Dad is. My poor dad, brilliant academic, was flat broke. But he thought all he needed was his PhD. And Stanford and Northwestern, University of Chicago. And he just thrived on that. And my rich dad, who never went to school, goes, your father's an idiot. But they think they're superior.
Yeah, that's right.
They think they're above the law, some of them. The other thing, too, the thing about, reason we're like macro, is history does repeat. As Jim Rogers says, one thing history teaches you that people don't learn from history.
Yeah.
And so people are highly connected, but lonely.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it is
And at the end of the day, to your point, social media cannot give you
that connection.
what human beings instinctively need,
Right.
and the way we're hardwired to have that communication
High
and
touch.
interaction with other human beings.
And we want a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing. But so what's happening? Gangs are forming and all this stuff. Murder rates are going up.
We must win this financial war. Subscribe to keep learning the truth.